Yeah, so good day all and welcome to the South African lawn. Yeah, Owens lekker. So welcome to today's video. And in today's video, we will be talking a little bit more about how to control nutsedge in your lawn, how to identify it, how it looks, first of all, and then secondly, how to control it with what chemical. Okay, so yesterday evening, about a half an hour later than right now, I shot a whole video about this nutsedge and killing your nutsedge and all that. And then when I got to my computer today, I realized all of my footage is unusable. It was like pitch black, it was dark, I couldn't use the footage. So this is my second attempt. Yeah, okay, and so I won't be able to show you how I sprayed my lawn because that I did yesterday and I'm definitely not going to spray it again. But this lawn actually needs quite a lot of chemical at this stage. Not something that I like to do. I'm all for low or as little as possible chemical using and so on, but in some scenarios it's just a little bit impossible, you know. So a lot obviously with this weather of weeds still popping up, as you can see there is a ton of oxalis and also a ton of nutsedge. All these little grassy stuffies that's sticking out there, that's nutsedge. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I struggled to get that one out. A lot of S's for this Afrikaans oakie. And I just want to show you what it looks like in a little bit more mature form. Okay, so I pulled out a couple of bushes here the other day and I realized that I've got a bit of a nutsedge infestation here. Okay, so this is what it looks like at a fairly mature stage. Okay, so I'm going to pull this oakie out. Hopefully I can pull the roots out. This is something that I don't achieve when pulling them out of the lawn. The turf grass is just too dense. So this is what it looks like, and then when it gets even more mature, it grows a little bit of a seed stalk there with yellow flowers on there. I'll try and see if I can get a picture or something, but this is what it looks like, and you should control it before it gets to the flowering stage. Obviously any weeds you get to control a little bit better at an earlier stage. Okay, so it's got this, I hope it's focusing on this grass blade right. Yeah, I don't know, I've got the camera in my hand. I hope it, let me use my face as a, so I hope it focuses on that grass right there. It's like a shiny, and then it's got a root system like this. It's almost like a tuber down there at the bottom, and that's what makes it very difficult to control. So I did spray this yesterday, so I did dry out all day today. Lack of weather, and I must say I did it last night because I didn't know whether we're going to have more rain. It was obviously raining continuously for 2 weeks. What a frustration. And also this weed really thrives in wet weather. Sorry, I'm saying quite a mouthful there, or a lot of things in one sentence, but this nutsedge really thrives in wet weather. Normally when the warmer weather comes or the sunshine weather comes, this weed disappears. So let me show you what happens when you try to pull it out. Okay, so these weeds, they're discoloring a little bit. Okay, it's after 24 hours. I hope they actually die for a little bit more than that. But normally what happens is when you try to pull these out, exactly that. So obviously there's quite a lot of roots of my grass here, and you pull out that part and that will simply grow back. Okay, so that's not a big one. So you really need a chemical to try and control this. So let me talk a little bit more about the chemical. Okay, Owens. So here we've got the product. As you can see, I'm in where are we? Chamberlain's. And here's the product. So you don't have to get everything from the professional stores. There is some stuff available, and if you really just spend some time, you'll get most of the things. Look right next to it. Pre-emergent for Kikuyu. Everybody thinks that there isn't something like pre-emergent in South Africa. But here's the product that I'm after today. Servian. Nutsedge. Okay, Laka, so I'm just going to talk about this herbicide for a second. And this is what it is. It is called Servian. So when you've got this weed and you've identified it correctly, this is the product that you'll be looking for. It's got the active ingredient halosulfuron, okay, and it comes in a sachet like this. At first I thought, Jesse, this box that I had doesn't have anything in it, but if you look closely, it only have 1 gram of this powder, and it clearly states on the leaflet that you should not attempt to cut the sachet because it is water soluble or water dissolvable or whatever. So when you throw it in the water, the actual sachet dissolves and the powder gets mixed into the water right there. However, I didn't need as much product because this 1 gram covers about 200 square meters, and I only really needed about 50 square meters for this small area here and about 10 squares right there. So I took a half of this product out, a half a gram, and I sprayed it onto my lawn, and it works out quite expensive if you see what I'm saying. This box costs roughly 80 Rand for 1 gram. So that means 800 Rand for 10 grams, 8,000 Rand per 100 grams, and 80,000 Rand per kilogram. So I like to convert my things back to rands per kg. So 80,000 Rands per kilogram. It's quite a lot of money. So obviously when you buy this at the greens places like grasses and greens, once again, it'll probably work out quite a lot cheaper because you'll get a much larger quantity for not a lot more money. So yeah, however, when thinking of it, if you spend 80 bucks to effectively control a weed in your lawn, I suppose it's not that bad, really. It's not that bad. Yeah. Okay, so as I've mentioned, this lawn really needs herbicide quite badly. Quite a lot of different weeds currently present in this Kentucky bluegrass lawn of mine. Okay, so hopefully in 2 applications I'll get this nutsedge controlled. The reason why I don't think I'm going to get it completely controlled in 1 application is because this weed is already quite established, okay, and simply chopping it off with your mower will not do the trick. It can handle that cutting quite easily, and also even lower mowing heights. It handles quite easily, and it grows unfortunately quite a lot faster than your lawn. If you can see there, it actually looks like grass, so it doesn't look that bad. However, it is quite a bit taller. So like if your grass is at 20 mil, your nutsedge will be at 40 mil. So it's sticking its head out there like that tall guy that you used to see at school, you know. It's always flipping visible everywhere. Yeah, so that's not lacquer. Okay, so I just quickly want to talk about a couple of do's and don'ts when using this chemical. First of all, it is a chemical. I'll show you some footage now of when I sprayed last night, and you'll see what I mean by how flippin' dark it was. So firstly, this herbicide doesn't mix well with other herbicides, so you want to use this as your solo application, whatever. And it needs to be added, you need to add wetting agent so it sticks to the actual leaf blade. Like you can see, I'm using a more professional wetting agent, but if you don't have it, don't flip and freak out and say, I can't use this product because I don't have wetting agent. Just use standard dishwashing liquid. Al goed werk vir alles. It works for everything. Okay, so I think that's enough on this chemical right here. I don't need it all over the lawn. That's why I'm not going to blanket spray as well, or why I didn't blanket spray. I only treated the areas. I really, this is my personal opinion. I feel that if a weed is not visible all over the lawn, there's no reason for blanket spraying. In other words, treating the entire lawn, because if the chemical doesn't actually touch the leaf blade of the weed, it won't actually control it. So there's no point in harming a part like that beautiful well, basically the only beautiful part of my lawn. No point in harming that if there's no real visible weeds there, unless we're talking about a pre-emergent. And pre-emergents are something to control weeds as they germinate. So yes, then it makes sense to blanket spray or treat the entire area. But if we're only really treating a certain weed that grows in a certain area, only spray that chemical on that certain area. Yes, clever. Guys, bad news, I can see more signs of this wild Bermuda. I don't know if you can remember that video, if you ever watched it, about me digging up basically my entire lawn to get rid of this quirk or wild Bermuda. There's more signs of it. I've already treated it once now, or the areas that I could see with a small paintbrush and glyphosate, just touching the leaves then. It looks like it's busy controlling it. Luckily, I must say, one positive, not as much as last year. So it'll probably only take me about 20 or 30 years, and then I'll be completely Bermuda free in this lawn. And this house will probably have a different owner. Lekker. Lekker vir julle ouens. Shut. Yeah, but all in all, I think this lawn will recover. I must say this fungus patches are really recovering lekker. Quite a bit more died off than I initially thought. But as you can see here, guys, the lawn is a little bit, maybe a little bit overgrown. But I wanted to put down that herbicides before I chop everything off, the leaf blade especially, because this herbicide sits on the leaf. Yeah, and another thing that you want to be careful of is obviously like kind of COVID rules, you don't want to touch this thing because it's got chemical on until it dries out. Also with dogs, and they're a little bit more sensitive to those type of things. I literally think if you touch a chemical and you wash your hands, you should be good to go. But be safe rather. Keep your dogs off the lawn until it dries out. That's why it's actually a little bit better to spray on in the mornings or during the day, so it actually dries out on the leaf a little bit quicker. So yeah, but I think I've said everything. If there's any more questions that I didn't answer in this video, or if you've got a different question about a different weed or different lawn or whatever, shoot me a direct message on the Instagrams. I'll reply lekker there, or comment in this video, that's even lekkerder. I also reply there, normally not very fast, but I'll get back to you within 2 or 3 years. So yeah, that's lekker, guys. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I really do appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, maybe consider doing that. If you also want the lekker, well, this one is not so lekker, but it will be lekker. I'll help you to get a lekker lawn. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing obviously, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye. Oh, no valleys today. Ja, lekker gras. Hey, af, ek het nou net vir die mense gesê. Yes. Can't walk on a sprayed lawn. What does she think? What was she thinking? Close the door, Bokkie. The dogs.